California's Governor Gavin Newsom defending his record on his state's economy and COVID mandates as chatter grows about a possible 2028 White House run. Listen.
Now the fourth largest economy in the world. We dominate in every major industry, including the #1 manufacturing state in America. So we're really proud of California.
Who will be held accountable for mandating COVID-19 vaccines for children, which were unnecessary and ineffective? Do you feel any remorse for that draconian decision that was obviously heavily influenced by the pharmaceutical companies' desire for maximum profit?
Yeah, I've signed some of the most progressive laws against big pharma in the country. So no one should suggest that it was about doing the bidding of big pharma. Quite the contrary.
Well, here to discuss is California gubernatorial candidate Steve Hillton. Good morning to you, Steve.
Great to see you.
Congratulations on getting in the race.
Thank you, thank you.
Excited for you. All right, let's talk first about Gavin Newsom. Is he going to run for president, and how will America react to that? California is different than middle America, than the South. Let me just read my list, Steve, of what's going on in your state. High taxes, sanctuary policies, quality of life issues, regulations. California lost 18,000 jobs because of Gavin Newsom when he made all the restaurants pay a minimum wage of $20.
Yes.
And the fire victims, many of them are saying they can't rebuild because their permits are frozen.
He's a disaster. He's a total disaster, and we can't allow this disaster to spread to the rest of America. You just mentioned he's defending his record. He's not defending his record because it's indefensible. On top of everything you said, we have the highest rate of poverty in the country. We pay the highest taxes. We also have the highest costs for everything that matters. Highest housing costs, highest gas, electricity, water, you name it. The worst business climate in America, 10 years in a row, voted for by Chief Executive magazine. And so when you say, is he running for president, the problem is that's all he's been doing. He hasn't actually been paying attention to the needs of Californians. He's totally focused on trolling President Trump on social media, bragging about how that increases his social media followers, as if that's the measure that matters for a governor. And on top of that, he lies about everything. I've been watching some clips from that podcast. I mean, it's 4 hours long. Every minute, pretty much, there's something that is totally dishonest about his record, about his opponents. It is unbelievable.
That has to be frustrating as a California resident to sit there and watch that and know that's not true, that's not true, that's not true. Now, he also said you can't go in a restaurant during COVID, yet he was seen at French Laundry.
Yes.
He also said kids can't go back to school for, I think, 2 years, right, in your state?
The longest and worst lockdowns in the whole country.
Yeah, and his kids were in private school. Here's a soundbite of him talking about Donald Trump. He was furious with Donald Trump when Donald Trump was trying to send in the National Guard because there were all these riots blocking streets, highways, and everything. Stand by, they're loading it up.
And flags running through soccer fields, scaring kids that are playing soccer in the middle of the day at a summer camp. For what? Just toughness. It's a weakness masquerading as strength. That's what I don't like about this son of a...
Wow, your reaction.
And that's the other thing, right? Cursing, trying to look like he's such a cool guy. It's so offensive when he's not doing his job. And here's the key point about the immigration enforcement, right? None of that would be necessary, what Gavin Newsom's complaining about, if he cooperated with ICE and the federal authorities, just like other states do. You don't see those scenes in Florida because you've got Governor DeSantis, who works with President Trump and his team to get dangerous, violent criminals and illegal immigrants out of the country. And instead of that, Gavin Newsom and Karen Bass, they're standing up there. Instead of enforcing the law, they're undermining the law, undermining the president, undermining the election because people voted for what President Trump is doing. It's totally offensive.
Also, Trump yesterday was talking about Adam Schiff. He's been asked about it because he's being accused, Adam Schiff, of lying about this home that he bought in Maryland to commit mortgage fraud. And so Donald Trump is accusing Adam Schiff, this California senator, of being a scam artist. He says he's a lowlife, and I'd like to see him brought to justice. What's going on with Adam Schiff in your state?
What's going on is he's just like every other Democrat. Anytime they accuse you of something, you can be sure they're doing it themselves. So this scam is all about getting money from the taxpayer that he didn't deserve in order to line his own pockets. What did you see from Nancy Pelosi? lining her own pockets from her public office. And then they lecture us on our democracy and how they're the good guys. It's unbelievable.
All right, so you're running for governor.
Yes.
And there's one other Republican in the race. When's the primary?
The primary is next June. I'm pleased to say we just had a poll out this week, and I'm the leading candidate. I'm beating all the Democrats and the Republican. Look, we need change in California. We've had one-party rule for 15 years. The result is a disaster, the worst-run state in America. It is time for change.
And it's so beautiful. It's a wonderful state. Thank you so much, Steve. We wish you all the best.
Thank you, Ainsley. Great to see you.
Good to see you, too. It's the first.
I'm Steve Ducey.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.